Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, where today we are going to be taking a look at my June TBR. And much like last month, when I sat down to write out my TBR, I added far too many books to it. So we are just going to continue to embrace the menu of possibilities because I just can't be reined in at this point in time. So many books on my TBR. I don't expect to get to all of them. It's just the ones that this is just the list that I'm going to be pulling from for my reading for June. So we are going to start with the book that I'm currently in the middle of and will not finish before the end of May. And that is Steele's Edge by Ilona Andrews. This is the fourth book in the Edge series, which is a paranormal romance series. And this is like the first paranormal romance series that they really did. And so this is the final book in that series. It's definitely better than the rest of the books in this series. I'm about halfway through. It's definitely better than the other books in the series, but it's not as good as like the paranormal romance that comes after. So I'm enjoying this. It's not quite up to the normal Ilona Andrews standard though, but I do believe that I will be finishing this in June. And then the next category of things is all the stuff that I will be pushing forward from May that I didn't get to, but I still really want to. And so I don't actually have like the physical copies right in front of me because most of them are actually, okay, so this bookcase is actually in front of another bookcase of my books. And I think a lot of my physical books are in the bookcase behind, so we're just gonna hope that my basement doesn't take too long to we're continuing on trying to fix it, and hopefully it doesn't take too long so that I can actually access all of these books. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, so the books that I'm pushing forward, first and foremost, is Too Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer, which is adult science fiction. And this is one where every time I read the description, I don't hold on to it because so many people have said, I mean, yeah, but that doesn't really get at what this book is about. So I don't actually know how to describe this book other than it's adult science fiction and it's apparently very strange, which I'm excited about. And then I have Winter Tide by Ruth Anna Emrys, which is an adult horror novel, and it's Lovecraftian, and I believe it's historical, like something about having to go back to a hometown where they worship a Lovecraftian Cthulhu kind of monster. I don't know exactly. I'm really excited about it though, because this sounds very interesting, and I'm really excited to try more horror. And then we have This Time Tomorrow by Emma Straub, which is adult science fiction. Our main character is some 40-something years old, wakes up one day and she's back in the body of when she's a teen, like 15 or 16. And so, but she retains all her memories. And so now she has to go through her life and decide what she's going to change and what she's going to keep the same, and just generally see her life through a different perspective, because she has the wisdom from being an adult, and so she can understand so much more of what's going on around her. I'm really excited to get to this. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm probably going to get to this actually pretty soon, because that just sounds like it's going to be really interesting. And then I have The Fated Sky by Mary Robinette Kowal, which is the second book in the Lady Astronauts series, which is adult science fiction, historical. It's like an alternate history where a meteor hit the Earth and kind of, we jump-started climate change. So they have to actually put a ton of money into their space program so that we can get to the moon, so because Earth is not going to be habitable really quick. This is the second book. I really enjoyed the first one, so I really want to get to this one, and I'm actually thinking this might be the book that I pick up after I finish Steele's Edge, because I really want to get to this one. And then we have The Infinite Noise by Lauren Shippen, and this is a young adult contemporary, maybe romance, but it's a companion to the Bright Sessions podcast, which I listened to and very much enjoyed. And I want to read this to see if I like this format for these stories, because there are other companion novels if I do end up liking it. But the whole premise is that there are some people who have extraordinary abilities, and in the Bright Sessions, they actually go to a psychologist by the name of Dr. Bright, and the podcast is like her recording her sessions with these extraordinary individuals. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this, and I'm hoping that it will be as good as the podcast. And then I have A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, which is the second book in the Wayfarers series, which is adult science fiction. And yeah, this is a series, but it's more of a companion novel series rather than like direct sequels. But this is a really well-beloved series, and I really wanted to like the first one more than I actually did. I think it was good. It's just like I was kind of hoping to love it, and I didn't quite love it. So maybe the second book will be the one that I end up loving. I don't know. We'll see. And then the last book in this category is The Monsters We Defy by Leslie Penelope, which is adult historical fantasy heist. I think I caught all of the genres there. But this has been on my radar for quite a while. I am so pumped to actually read this. And I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I need to, because I need to finish this book for my Aurelium character from April. So this hopefully will get read in June. So the next category that I have is just library impulse picks. So basically when I go to the library and I'm like, oh, that looks good. And I pick it off the shelf and I take it home and I read it with zero research put into it. That's what this is. I only have two currently. The first is Wings Once Cursed and Bound by Piper J. Drake. And this is urban fantasy. Usually I'm very, very wary of urban fantasy because it tends to be very samey. It follows the same tropes and the same kinds of ideas, and it's just, I got burnt out. I'm kind of over it. So I picked up this one, and it mentioned vampires, and I was like, I don't know about that. But then it mentioned that our main character is actually a Thai bird princess. I was just like, well, that's new. And so I went ahead and picked it up. And Piper J. Drake is actually Thai American, I believe. And I always love it when authors bring in mythology and things from their culture. It just makes these tired old genres feel so much more interesting when that happens. And so I'm hoping that will happen with this book. And then the other library impulse pick I had is Comet Madness by Richard J. Goodrich. This is how the 1910 return of Halley's Comet almost destroyed civilization. And it's really just about the fact that like comets are like doom, what is it? They call it evil portents. Anyway, so there's like bogus science and a lot of people don't quite know what's going on and mass hysteria, and I don't know. I didn't know about any of this, so I'm really excited to read this book and like learn more about the chaos that happened around Halley's Comet. And then I have 3 books from my Goodreads TBR. So, for the month of June. So the new ones that I'm adding in. And the first one is A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martine. And this is an adult science fiction book that I think is the first in a series. In a trilogy, maybe? I don't know. It's really, really well loved. It's been on my list for a while. Every time I look at it, I'm like, this just sounds like something that I would enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. And then I have Drunk on All Your Strange New Words by Eddie Robson. And I'm going to be honest, I do not remember the description of this, even to the point that I don't quite know the genre. I know it's speculative. I think it might be adult science fiction. I don't know. We're going to go on this journey together because I cannot remember the description of this book ever. So we will see. And speaking of books where I can never remember the description, our next book is Your Favorite Band Cannot Save You by Scott O'More. And this is another one I just never remember. Both of these books are from Tor.com, and that's how I stumbled upon them. So I'm more okay not knowing the description because I do tend to like Tor.com's books. But yeah, I don't know this. I know it's got to be speculative. It's adult. That's about what I remember. I don't know. Again, we'll go on the journey together. And then I have two more books that are like more miscellaneous. And the first one is Written and Read by Anne Bishop, which is the first book in the Others series. Now, if I read this, it's going to be a buddy read. I'm assuming that I'm going to read this because I know that my friend checked it out from the library, but she didn't officially pick it as our next buddy read pick. So I'm kind of making some assumptions here, but I don't know. I'm assuming. Julie, let me know. And then the second book in this category and final book in this category is You Just Need to Lose Weight and 19 Other Myths About Fat People, I believe is the title. I don't know. It's such a long title, but this is by Aubrey Gordon of Maintenance Phase podcast fame, which is one of my favorite podcasts. And so I read her first book and I thought it was pretty good. I had some critiques of it, but I'm going to listen to this one on audio, in part because I need another audiobook, also because I know I like listening to Aubrey Gordon's voice, and thirdly, I think that I will enjoy the subject matter of this book more as an audiobook. So there you go. But that's it. That's my June TBR. Those are all the books that I am going to pull from for June. Again, I'm not going to get to all of these. I already know that I'm not going to get to all of them. So, if there's one you want me to prioritize, let me know. And speaking of, if you have any thoughts or feelings about any of the books that I mentioned in this video, please leave me a comment down below. But that's all I have. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and until next time, have happy reading, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.